And also it will be Tenzin. I don't know, maybe it's the character himself, maybe because he's voiced by J.K. Simmons, but there's something I like about the character.
Yeah, Tenzin honestly was like, he's an amazing father figure, mentor in the show, and honestly, like, his wisdom from Aang is like unending almost. Like, and seeing Airbender be so powerful in and of himself. Like, sure, Aang was a powerful airbender himself, but he used the other elements. So seeing such a powerful airbender, like, I can't stop watching those clips of him fighting. It's just amazing.
Yeah, but that's where the positive ends. Now we're going to move on to what sucks about the show. Alright, what sucks about the story here is mostly because, like, let's talk about the first episode. They never explain what metal bending is. Like, apparently, like they never explain it, how the metal bending works, because, like,
I think they actually did in season 3 of Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah.
Saying, I think it was Guru Patik that said that even metal is just purified pieces of earth. And Toph harnessed it in the most amazing scene ever. So I get it. They skip over that. I just think like the proliferation of metal benders was a little surprising to me.
Yeah, but that could be minor. Mm-hmm. Another thing that kind of picked me off is the first episode where Korra goes to sea, and first off, she doesn't know what money is. I get that she got locked away, but that's not. But seriously, everyone knows what money is. Also, Korra vandalizes the place and doesn't get in trouble.
Because that's to show how different she is from Aang. Because she was just raised in the White Lotus commune, basically. And it is really awkward that she thought she could just pick up stuff on the street and just think she could eat it. But I think the vandalism, though, that showed like how different she was from Aang. Because while Aang cared for every single life, basically, Korra is like, she's so stronger than she knows, and she ends up destroying some stuff when she's doing good. Yeah,
but that's the thing. With Aang, it took him forever to be an avatar. Like, with right away with Korra, she's the avatar right away. Like, it doesn't make sense.
It kind of does when you think about it, because the whole point of showing that first clip of Korra when she was a kid was to show how different she was going to be from Aang.
I know, but I'm going to explain this right now. Yeah. Avatar is not like any other shows. Like, it's different. It's fantasy. Like, you're not going to find a show like this for a long time. I mean, like, this is like a different show. Like once something's in there, it always stays there. It's nothing new. Also, another thing I can't stand about the show. Let's talk about the characters now. There is something that does tick me off, and that would be, like, it's not all of them, but one of them. That would be Milo. Milo, apparently I heard Milo does improve a little bit, but I could not stand him in book 1, book 2.
Yeah, he was acting like a silly child the whole time. Yeah. But he actually reminds me of my little brother a lot.
Yeah, maybe.
So it's a pretty accurate depiction of what a little kid with air powers would be like.
Yeah, but here's the thing though, like, his attack is fart power.
Yeah,
don't you realize that?
Well, I mean, Sokka's attack power was a boomerang, and he got, and then the coolest thing he had was a space sword. So it's like, I think it just sounds ridiculous. So.
It is ridiculous. Also, I want to talk about Korra. Okay, her tomboyish act is not great. Like,
really?
Yeah, like,
because I'm pretty tomboyish myself.
Yeah, but like, I don't mind a tomboy stereotype, but her tomboy stereotype is too far. Hell, Rainbow Dash isn't this tomboyish.
Well, I think she still is pretty feminine, actually.
Yeah.
Like, she is just very muscular and loves to be and she is the most powerful person in the room, and she really proves that. Like, I think Aang didn't act like that because it wasn't his character. Aang actually acted more feminine than masculine because he was like very slow and very nurturing and caring, as the air nomads taught him to be. But with Korra, she focused on her strengths and her bending abilities. That's what the White Lotus taught her to focus on.
Yep.
And she didn't focus much on the spirit and on the personality behind the avatar. So I think, like, her tomboyish attitude comes from her just acting like any other superhero guy would.
Yeah, but but they try to focus on that too much and it just fails.
Yeah.
Also, there's a lot more, so I should talk about Katara's appearance, because like she does appear as like
an older woman, and still just as wise and amazing.
Yeah, it is. Even though it's nice to see her, it's just not. She just doesn't like. She just does it's just an insult to how bad of a show it is. It's like she's there, and then all of a sudden she just like saying, "Oh, remember this from Avatar?"
I don't think she did that much actually, because she was there as a healer, and she's like the most powerful healer in the world, which I think is pretty awesome. But the thing is, like, Toph said it herself in season 3, where like the older people chose to stay out of those conflicts more because they're old and they've done their time as like being servants to the world.
Yeah, I also know that the rest of the Avatar gang comes back as their elder selves, but it's just also
not the entire gang.
Yeah, but only a few.
Yeah, only a few.
Like the main ones.
Yeah.
Like, also I want to discuss this really fast. Like for Oogie, apparently they say he was they were extinct, but it turns out they're not extinct.
That's the one thing that confused me a little, honestly, because Appa was a guy, and in the original Avatar series, they didn't show that there were wild bison at all. So I think what happened, actually, to explain how the air bison came back, is that there were some wild air bison still left. Like, maybe Appa found a female bison, and that's how, like, the air bison came back, which I think is pretty awesome. That and the flying lemurs.
Yeah, but it's explained the most stupidest way possible. It turns out the firebender, or whatever, was keeping them safe.
Yeah, so I don't think that's the thing. They don't need to explain everything like that, because I kind of made that conclusion myself when I found out there's wild air bison, and not all of them were with an airbender. So that's the thing. There are a lot of plot holes that they don't explain that well, and it is up to like the viewer to make those connections, because I think that's honestly more rewarding.
Yeah, like, also I want to talk about the villain, Amon or something like that.
Amon, yeah.
Amon is pretty much one of the most pathetic villains in the series. I mean, like, apparently it turns out this guy is an airbender also.
Oh no, he's a waterbender.
Oh, waterbender.
Yeah, so I actually thought, the thing is, like, Amon's ideology was pretty compelling, because imagine, like, if you were in the airbending, if you were in the Avatar world and you were a non-bender and you were stuck in this city with a bunch of people who could bend all 4 elements, like, how powerless would you feel?
Like, pretty powerless, but...
Yeah, so you remember that episode where Sokka becomes a swordmaster?
Yeah, that episode was actually great.
Yeah, that's, I think, what Amon did was peg at that insecurity. So I think that's almost an insecurity that every non-bender shares. And so they took that one episode of Sokka, and where they were like, what if, like, all non-benders felt this way, and what if technology could make them feel powerful?
Yeah, pretty much.
So I think in that way Amon was actually really good to them.
Yeah, but maybe in the waterbender's eyes, but just turns out, I mean, there is one thing I do like, his voice actor, Steve Blum. He does a good job. He does a good job as him.
That was incredible. Like, honestly, I had chills every time Amon spoke. Especially, I think one thing we can do as well is talk about our favorite scene and our least favorite scene.
Yeah, that would be great.
So, why if you start with your least favorite scene and then your favorite, and I'll list off mine.
Yeah, like my favorite scene would probably be like if we're like where we see where like Tenzin gives his speech, because it is a nice speech.
Which speech? Is it in the beginning or the end?
Like it would have to be around the end. Even though both scenes were great, the ending scene was just great.
Yeah.
Also, if I have to talk about my least favorite scene, it would probably be like the scene where Korra was getting chased to the police, because even though it's like it doesn't make sense that like even Aang took things seriously, Korra doesn't take things seriously.
Yeah, in the first part of the series, she didn't. I think my least favorite scene was when Bolin got his heart broken in that silly love triangle episode. Like every time I watch it, it just like ugh.
Yeah.
But I actually think my favorite scene was when Korra, because she was scared of Amon, challenged Amon, and it was like, meet me at Air Temple Island at night. Let's settle this once and for all. And she ended up getting ambushed by Amon, and then woke up who knows how long after. And then she thought her bending was taken away. Like Tenzin thought that when he came to her rescue, and then that moment where like Korra finally like just bursts into tears and is like honest with Tenzin about how she feels, like that just gets me. Like seeing how like they take a really powerful woman and show her being vulnerable and isn't just a big tough tomboy the whole time. Like it's this balance of character, and I think that's what they aim for in the show, is balance.
True, but I can see why you like that, but there are some more villains of the series.
I know, that's...
Like there's a Scooby-Doo ripoff villain, and then there's a stereotype.
Yeah. What one do you think was the Scooby-Doo one?
I forgot his name. I kind of forgot his name.
Zahir, or Tom Rock?
I think Tom...
No, wait. There's Tom Rock and Unalaq. I think Tom Rock was Korra's dad, and then Unalaq was...
Yeah, it was Unalaq.
Yeah,
that was the Scooby-Doo.
Oh, how did I get those two confused? They're brothers, but still.
But like I'm just gonna say this, like Avatar: The Last Airbender is a great show. It's one of my favorite Nickelodeon shows.
Mine too.
But it's not perfect. I mean, nothing's perfect, and I would like to explain one flaw I had, and that is that the airbending is never explained, and also the ending where Aang has to hear a speech at the end of the series.
You mean Zuko's speech, or... Because I think the only speech at the end was Zuko's. Or you mean from the Lion Turtle?
The Lion Turtle.
Oh, okay. So I think that wasn't much of a speech. It was more of a conversation. But
yeah.
I think putting spirit bending in at the very end of that series was a good thing. How they handled spirit bending. The way they did in Book 2 of Legend of Korra was a little rough. Like everyone thinks that, but honestly, the way that Korra delivered with the villains. Is just incredible, really.
Yeah.
Because Zahir, like, every one of the villains had, like, such a powerful ideology, which really made you think about, like, the world of Avatar and why it is the way that it is.
Yeah. So overall, Legend of Korra is still, in my opinion, a bad show. I will admit, it is the best that Nickelodeon and Viacom has ever done. Trust me, they proved to make much worse than this. and then like, it's just still a bad show. Like, even with those good things, it's still not a great show. And
I'll always think that's a good show despite all those bad things. So we'll agree to disagree there.
Yeah. Well, I can understand you liking. If you like the show, that's fine. There's nothing to take away from it. But as for me, it's not an adventure I would like to join any day.
Oh, really? Okay. Thanks for having me, Tristan. This is awesome.
No problem. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.